Hey everybody! Oh my gosh, I just realized I have like a whole missing manicure. Oh, isn't that cute? It's Saturday and hopefully, I don't even know what time it is. Hopefully you guys are off doing family fun stuff. And let's see. Some angle is flattering. Yes. So listen, real quick, I am in the middle of all the taxes stuff. Because I'll just be honest with you guys, I'm not like a super organized person throughout the year, so I kind of do everything at once, and I freak out and get super stressed about it and get it all done at one time. Hi, Miranda. Good morning. Afternoon, maybe? I literally don't even know what time it is. Let's see. Oh, it's definitely afternoon here. So I'm in the middle of doing taxes and my second cup of coffee. I'm doing this thing where I like drink coffee and then I try and force myself to drink an entire big thing of water. Look at how cute. This is from Brandy Schmeezing, by the way. Thanks for my gift. I love it. I use it every day. So I'm having a cup of coffee and then I try and force myself to drink 32 ounces of water before I'm allowed another cup. So I did it. So I'm treating myself with cup number 2, which I'm super proud of. Because adulting is hard and, staying hydrated is hard. Hi, Kaylee. Good morning. So listen, I keep bumping my desk. I'm in my office and, doing all the taxes, and thank God there's a little TV in here for Netflix to keep me company while I'm doing my taxes. So I want to talk to you real quickly about something called planning paralysis. Hi, Aikila. And I've been meaning to talk with you about this for a while. And I just something else will come up or some other topic will be more important that I need to talk about. But I was inspired by one of our newest teamies, Judith Wood. She just joined us a couple of days ago, literally. And I'm so inspired by her because she is, hi Alicia, she is taking the bull by the horns and she is running with it. And I want to tell you something. Some of the most successful consultants in Scentsy that I've seen in my career with Scentsy are people that join and take the bull by the horns and they train themselves and they hit the ground running and they put in the work and they're excited and they have contagious energy. These are some of the most successful consultants. Now, if you didn't have a start like that, I'm not saying that you can't be successful. But what I'm saying is when I see consultants succeeding from the very beginning, it's because they joined and they just hit the ground running and they went with it, right? So they opened their workstation, they did the first things first checklist, they did all the training in the new in the training center, they read their new consultant guide, they had a launch party, they asked their sponsor for advice. So they just put in the work, right? And so this is what Judith is doing, and I'm so excited. So I'm her sponsor, and for any of you that I'm your sponsor, I'm kind of a hands-off sponsor, right? Because I think that the best way to learn is by educating yourself, and the best way to learn is just by doing. I'm going to encourage you, and I'm here for you, and I'm going to educate you if you have questions, of course. But I'm always going to train you in the way that you're kind of training yourself, because it's super duper important that you work your business like a CEO from the very beginning. That you think and act like a CEO from the very beginning. So here's what's cool about Judith. And a lot of people, when they think about joining Scentsy, and I'm sure you guys run into this when you are having recruiting conversations, how often are people like, well, I'm just waiting for this to happen, or just waiting for these stars to align, or these ducks to get in a row, right? Have you guys ever encountered that when you've had a recruiting conversation with someone? I'm just waiting for life to calm down or not be so crazy. So they're just kind of waiting for this thing to fall in line, right? Rather than just taking the leap. Well, a lot of times that happens too with consultants and their businesses, right? So even all of you who've been in business for a long time, or if you're brand new, because we have 230 something new people, which is amazing and insane. And it happens a lot of times with consultants too, right? So you'll join Sensi, and then you'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to work it when I have time, or when things fall into place, or when I get this system perfect, then I will start working it or trying. Or when I kind of perfect this skill, then I'll really go for it. And what that's called is that's called planning paralysis. So rather than just doing, you spend all your time planning, prepping, preparing, creating some sort of system, reinventing the wheel. You spend all of your time doing this, and you don't actually spend any time doing. You spend all of your time planning. And what happens is, when you live and work that way, you're waiting for something to be perfect, for everything to align, for all your ducks to be in a row. And I'm telling you right now, that's not how life or business works. You just have to take the leap. You just have to go. You just have to do. You just have to move. You just have to start somewhere. Because when you plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, you're stuck in planning mode and you don't actually accomplish anything. And you call it working, but you're not really working. You're not having conversations. You're not, you can make samples all day. But if they sit in your office, or you don't go out and meet new people, or you don't book events where you go actually talk to people and have conversations and hand out samples and get their information, what the heck good is it? It's called planning paralysis. And I see it so much in so many consultants, and it's like, it's heartbreaking because I know what kind of things you could accomplish and what you could really do if you just moved, if you just took the leap, like if you just went for it, even though everything's not perfect. Like, ditch the notion that you have to be perfect, or you have to have everything together, or you have to completely know what you're talking about or have all the answers. Ditch that notion, because that's not true. It's not real. And it's just something that's made up in your head, right? It's not like real life. And it's not how business works either. You just have to go for it. You just have to move. So this whole thing is inspired by, I learned about this this idea of planning paralysis at leadership this year in New Orleans. But then I was also really inspired by Judith. Like, she's the opposite of planning paralysis. She's brand new, but she's like, I'm talking to my friends about it. I'm launching on Tuesday. I've got people in town. I'm showing them my PWS. I'm making samples and going to local businesses. Like, she's just doing. She's been a consultant for like 48 hours. How many of you have been consultants for 6 months or a year or 3 years and you still aren't doing those things? Right? You're stuck in planning paralysis. So you have to get to the point where you recognize what you're doing and understand that it's hurting you. It's paralyzing you, right? You're doing all these things that you call work, but you're not actually moving. You're paralyzed. You're stuck. You're not moving forward. You're not creating income. You're not building a business. You're just paralyzed. And that's what I want you to avoid. So you're going to need to do a self-eval here. You're going to need to evaluate your business, your actions that you take every single day, and ask yourself, am I in planning paralysis? And if so, I want you to throw away all your plans. Yes, I'm dead serious. Throw away all your plans. Ditch the notion that you have to have everything together, because you don't. Ditch the idea that this system has to be perfect before you implement it, because it doesn't. Ditch all of those ideas and just go for it, okay? Just move. Just try. Just do something. Don't feel like you have to go, if you don't have a follow-up plan in place, don't feel like you have to go buy a binder and get the tabs and label everything cute and color code it before you actually start making calls and following up with your customers. If you're new to Sensi, don't feel like you have to have all the answers and be super successful before you can recruit anyone. Just move. Just try. Just go for it. Like, you just have to take the leap, okay? So don't be paralyzed by your plans. Don't be paralyzed by perfection or waiting for everything to be perfect, because there is no such thing. You will never have time. Life never calms down. The stars don't align. It's just not how life rolls. So, like, kick off the chains of planning paralysis and step out. Take action. Move. Do something. Try. Like, the worst that can happen is it doesn't work out. Okay, big deal. So you try something else. You try the next thing, or you improve, or likely it goes great, but you learn how to do it better. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I promise you right now, the more you take action, the better you're going to get at that action, whatever it is, whether it's having a recruiting conversation, going live on Facebook, because I know that's like a big scary thing for some of you, like creating a follow-up system, recruiting, getting good at presenting at parties or upselling your customers. Whatever it is, just try, because the more you try, the better you get. There's no teacher like experience. There is no great teacher like experience. There's no teacher greater than experience. So go for it. Take the leap, try, do, move, work. Today's your day, okay? Love you guys.